What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of the NarikChase channel. I'm your boy NarikChase, and in this video, we're going to be reviewing Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Let's get it. Alright, Ant-Man returns, and this time Scott and the crew are transported to the quantum realm where they have to face off against Kang the Conqueror. No justice towards the character at all as far as building him like they did in Thanos, because in the previous films, the previous phase with the whole Infinity Saga, Thanos was a figure that was kind of dancing around in the background, and some films showcased his presence, and his presence was constantly being felt throughout the movies. Well, Kang, not so much. Like the performances in the film. I do like Paul Rudd. I think he's a good actor. And he's actually gotten me to like the Ant-Man character a lot. Did like Jonathan Majors as Kane. I had a problem with the race change, menacing. He has that very stoic but threatening feel to his character, and I really enjoyed that. He's actually gotten me like the character as well. There are some cool action sequences, particularly that last act. I really enjoyed seeing that this grand battle. The film does have a bit of humor I actually like. This movie features one of the most brutal fights I've seen in the MCU, where it's just hands down, no powers, just a straight beat down. I wasn't gonna harp on this, but I do think it should be said, even though everybody else has pretty much said it. This is not an Ant-Man film. This is just a continuation of the overall story of what Marvel's got going on, because Ant-Man's story takes a backseat to what's going on. It doesn't feel like a personal story towards him. It feels like a Phase 4 story rather than him telling his own story while being involved in the Phase 4. The Cassie Lang story arc, honestly, I did not like her character. Her character just felt so annoying, so entitled. The Janet story I thought was interesting. I still think she's a bit of a dumbass for what she does with that story. The film does have like these stakes, but those stakes feel Avenger level. They're big, they're massive, and I felt like this could have been a bit more self-contained. But again, I think the fact that Kang being the main villain of this film was the problem. Maybe if Kang had a subordinate and that subordinate was the threat, but Kang was kind of in the background manipulating it, then we could have kind of segued into that Avenger level threat. And the fact that I actually beat him, actually is like kind of the problem that I have. The big problem, the big elephant in the room is the MODOK. I'm not a MODOK fan. I thought MODOK was probably one of the stupidest ideas they've ever had. I hate the design. I think the design is absolutely garbage. I think the story behind it is garbage. I will say that television show, loved it. Loved that MODOK television show. If y'all have not seen it, watch it. That show's retarded. But this movie, the way it looked, the purpose behind it, stupid. What they did with them. And there are a crap ton of conveniences in the plot that don't make any sense, leading to a whole bunch of unanswered questions. There is one moment where Kang is using Cassie as a bargaining chip to get Scott to do what he needs him to do. And then later on, Cassie is walking the halls of Kang's tower, and I'm thinking to myself, how did she get out of her cell? Which is never answered. Far from the only thing that happens in this film that's not answered. Another problem that I had was this is the quantum realm and everything. Where the hell are all of these people coming from? And from what is established, it was originally Janet and Kang. So where do all of these civilizations that are in the quantum realm now, where did they come from? Never answered. There are a bunch of characters that are not fleshed out. Jentorra, again, standout rebel chick, and I would have liked to see more from her character, but she isn't given much to do, and she's not given much for us to relate to. So I say this is better than Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, I'll tell you that. I did, like I said, I was entertained. I did like Paul Rudd. I did like Majors. There was a lot of things that hurt this film, particularly the CGI, the story, the lack of, the MODOK aspect, having all these interesting characters, but not fleshing them out. Ant-Man taking the backseat in his own story. Just But still, I was entertained. But ultimately, I have to say that Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania gets 2 out of 5. I would watch it again, but I wouldn't like go buy it or anything like that. So, having said that, guys, in the comment section below, let me know your thoughts. Did you like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania? Did you not like it? Did you agree with any of my points? How could this movie have been a better movie? Be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and that notification button to get the best of what we got going on. And we'll definitely catch you guys later.